Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Jack, and it's almost Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. But we are not here to talk about candied hearts or corporate displays of affection. No, we are here to round up this week's video game news, because that's what everyone wants on February 14th, new video game news. And before you get all upset about the title of this video, yes, we did get a new gameplay trailer for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom during this week's Nintendo Direct. And yes, Nintendo did confirm that the game will cost $70. And yes, that is a little weird. It's the first time it's happened. Everyone calm down. But not because a new mainline Zelda title isn't likely worth $70, and not because fans are extra willing to pay the additional $10. No, it's a little weird because Nintendo's messaging around the price shift was completely non-existent until they listed Tears of the Kingdom for $70 on the eShop. At first, the listing leaked early, going live before the Direct. It was promptly removed. Then all the big store retailers removed their pre-order listings for the game priced at $60. Oops. Hate when that happens. All the listings were reinstated at the new price point after the Direct, but it wasn't until Nintendo gave an official statement to Game Informer that we actually got a little clarity on the reasoning and Nintendo's plans going forward. Nintendo told Game Informer that they, quote, determined the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis. Then when Game Informer asked if $70 was going to become a trend going forward, a representative from the company replied, quote, no, we determined the suggested retail price for any Nintendo product on a case-by-case basis. Echo. Kind of a lousy response, but so far this sort of holds true. Nintendo has listed some of their first-party titles lower than the usual $60 in the past, and it appears, at least for now, that Pikmin 4, set for release later this year, love Pikmin, will remain a $60 title. However, it's hard to imagine Nintendo holding the line at $69.99 from here on out, now that they have ripped off the Band-Aid. Games have become increasingly more expensive to make, but remain the same price point for years, so we know this shift has been coming for a while. However, the Switch is at a distinct disadvantage because its technical capabilities are significantly less than the PS5, Xbox Series S and X, which leverage next-gen graphics and capabilities as reasons for the $10 hike. To make matters worse, current rumors and speculation around Nintendo hardware suggest a next-gen Switch/Switch 2, the sequel, won't be appearing until sometime next year at the earliest. Some gamers are absolutely going to want that level of justification to pay higher price points. But on the other hand, it makes sense that Nintendo and Zelda fans would value Tears of the Kingdom as a gaming experience on par with any first-party title in either the Xbox or PlayStation stable. So arguably the price point should match too, right? Huh? Let us know what you think in the comments, if you think this is out of control, if it's way too expensive, or if you think a $10 jump over the past decade makes sense. Anyway, if you missed this week's Nintendo Direct, there was a ton of great stuff announced. Game Boy and Game Boy Color games are now available to Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. Subscribers to the expansion pack will also get access to Game Boy Advance games. The launch lineup is already pretty stacked, but Metroid Fusion, Golden Sun, and the Zelda Oracle games are on the way. There was an extended gameplay trailer for Pikmin 4. Also, the Metroid Prime remake is out right now. You can just play it right now if you want to. It's crazy. A physical version will be released on February 22nd. Rumors have suggested the other two games in the series could be on the way as well. So there you go. Advance Wars 1 and 2 got a release date of April 21st. The Baton KTO, it sounds like ratio, I don't know, 1 and 2 remasters were confirmed with a trailer. Ghost Trick and Katamari 2 are getting HD remasters. Heck yeah, I love some Katamari. There is a new Professor Layton in the works. New Xenoblade Chronicles 3 content is out this month, and the original Inkopolis is coming to Splatoon 3, as well as some new story content. So yeah, it's a good week to be a Nintendo fan. Moving on, the Competition and Markets Authority has released its provisional ruling on Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. The CMA is a regulating body in the UK, and Microsoft will need their approval, among others, to see the deal through. This is a key moment because the CMA's ruling could set the tone for other regulators around the world. Basically, any major region where games are sold will have to approve the deal. The CMA, the European Commission Commission and the FTC in the US are the big ones, though. After a 5-month investigation, the CMA has, quote, provisionally concluded that Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision could result in higher prices, fewer choices, or less innovation for UK gamers. Their big sticking point seemed to be that if approved, and if Call of Duty were to become an Xbox exclusive, the deal could harm competition for cloud gaming services as well as console sales. That was a long sentence. Reportedly, the CMA has suggested that a partial divestiture of Activision Blizzard would be a solution it would consider in order to approve the acquisition, meaning Microsoft would have to sell off Call of Duty, or basically the Activision part of Activision Blizzard, but the CMA also said they are open to other suggestions. This is a provisional finding, so now Microsoft will present their official concessions and compromises to try to get the CMA to approve. One thing to note here is the CMA still does seem very confused about how video games work. In one statement, they mentioned how Microsoft's advantage in cloud gaming could harm UK gamers who can't afford to buy expensive consoles. What? Alright, moving on. Steam Next Fest is happening right now, and as a result, a game called Dark and Darker has quickly climbed the most played games chart this week. Steam Next Fest is an event that lets Steam users check out a bunch of demos for upcoming games for free for about a week. The Steam page for Dark and Darker describes the game as, quote, an unforgiving hardcore fantasy FPS dungeon PvPvE adventure. Wow. In short, it's a dungeon-crawling extraction game, similar to Marauders or Hunt Showdown. The game's description reads, quote, band together with your friends and use your courage, wits, and cunning to uncover mythical treasures, defeat gruesome monsters, while staying one step ahead of the other devious treasure hunters. Once you've plundered your riches, now comes the hard part, getting out alive. Find the hidden escape routes before the ever-expanding darkness reclaims your riches and your corpse to her irresistible horde. Dark and Darker was also trending on Twitch throughout the week, at times only beat by Just Chatting and Hogwarts Legacy, which is on course to be one of the best-selling games of the year. Steam Next Fest ends on Monday, February 13th, so if you're interested, be sure to try it out before then. Also, let us know in the comments if there are any other Next Fest games you think we should be checking out. According to a new earnings report, PlayStation made a whopping $8.8 billion over the holiday season. That includes full game sales, subscriptions, services, and hardware. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. The PS5 console took earnings past $3 billion as a result of increased availability at retail, and total games and network services revenues were up 23% year over year, representing an increase of $1.6 billion over last year. Sony generated $659 million from physical game sales, but the real performers were Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and God of War Ragnarok, which recently broke over 11 million sales. Wow. PS5 has shipped roughly 32 million units worldwide, and it's been claimed by Sony that their console supply shortage is coming to an end. Finally, you can buy one if you want. All right, for our last story, we have one more win here for Nintendo. Despite the company recently reporting a decrease in profits, Nintendo plans to raise the salaries of their full-time employees in Japan by 10%. Yay! That's quite a shock considering the tens of thousands of layoffs that have accumulated in the tech industry over the last 30 days. It's been rough out there. According to Reuters, in an earnings brief, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa said it's important for our long-term growth to secure our workforce. This lines up with previous behavior from Nintendo as well as pressure from the Japanese government for companies to pay their employees more as a means to fight inflation. Famously, in 2013, when asked about laying off staff to save company costs and reassure investors, former Nintendo president Satoru Iwata responded, "If we reduce the number of employees for better short-term financial results, employee morale will decrease. I sincerely doubt employees who fear that they may be laid off will be able to develop software titles that can impress people around the world." That's the way to do it right there. Good job. Well, I guess now we know where the extra $10 for Tears of the Kingdom is going. At the time of this recording, there is no word on if Nintendo contractors or workers in the US will also be given raises. Fingers crossed for you guys. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments. Last week, we talked about the unfortunate state of the Halo franchise and 343 Industries after they were hit hard with layoffs. Many of you shared a lot of impassioned thoughts and feelings about Halo and maybe what the next step for the franchise should be, but we decided to choose this comment, which reminded us of happier times. Pokemon Butcher, horrible, wrote, The most fun that I have had in Halo is turning down the gravity in Last Resort, filling the beach up with fusion coils, placing down infinite ammo rocket launchers, and letting loose 6 players to watch the chaos ensue. For me, that is Halo. Split screen on the couch with friends, flipping elephants, running over each other in Ghost, RPing as brutes, feeling immersed in the rainy dark world of ODST, and freaking out when swarmed by the flood. Apparently, that is too much to ask for nowadays. You know me, I'm a big fan of Halo. I work at a company that wouldn't have existed without Halo, and some of my favorite times were playing stuff like Griffball. So, I've got fond memories of it. I remember, when Griffball got made, it was back in the day, and it's sad to see anything, that you love starting to kind of age and fall apart. So hopefully they can rewrite the ship and we'll get back to it. Okay, it's time to talk about the games coming out this week. Blanc, or Blank, I'm not sure, is an artistic cooperative adventure that follows the journey of a wolf cub and a fawn stranded in a vast snowy wilderness. They must come together in an unlikely partnership to find their families. Blanc comes to the PC and Switch on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. Journey to the Savage Planet, Employee of the Month Edition. You have been sent to a distant alien world by your semi-competent employer with the aim of finding a new home for humanity. This definitive edition is optimized for new hardware, includes all the DLC, and can be played co-op. Journey to the Savage Planet, Employee of the Month Edition, hits the PS5 and Xbox Series X on February 14th. To a Plan Arcade Shoot 'em Up Collection Volume 1 consists of a well-curated selection of classic shmups, Zero Wing, Outzone, Twin Cobra, and Truxton, all enhanced with quality of life features, achievements, online leaderboards, and much more. To a Plan, or Toplan, I'm not sure, Arcade Shoot 'em Up Collection Volume 1 comes to the PC on Valentine's Day. Wanted Dead is a new hybrid slasher/shooter that follows a week in the life of a zombie unit, an elite Hong Kong police squad on a mission to uncover a major corporate conspiracy. Wanted Dead comes to the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One on the 14th as well. Pharaoh, A New Era, the legendary city builder returns. Build monuments, manage your population, and explore 4,000 years of history through more than 50 missions in this 4K remake with modernized UI. Pharaoh, A New Era comes to the PC on February 15th. Returnal, Break the Cycle. Fight to survive as this award-winning third-person shooter brings Celine's story to the PC. Take on roguelike challenges, engage enemies in bullet hell-fueled clashes. Even share your journey through Returnal with another player. Returnal is coming to the PC on February 15th. Fiat Rhythm Final Bar Line is a rhythm game. Of course it is. Packed with 385 carefully selected music tracks from across the whole Final Fantasy series. Meet cute versions of classic characters and monsters from the series as exciting RPG battles play out alongside the rhythm action. Fiat Rhythm Final Bar Line comes to the PS4 and Switch on February 16th. Cowboys, Settlers, and Gunslingers. Build your own ranch, grow it into a settlement, and soon more settlers will join you in your quest for prosperity. Will you manage to build up a Wild West dynasty, or will you end up on the gallows? Wild West Dynasty comes to the PC on February 16th. Shadow Warrior 3 launches the offbeat first-person shooter series to the next level with a seamless blend of fast-paced gunplay, razor-sharp melee combat, and a spectacular free-running movement system. Shadow Warrior 3 is coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S on February 16th. The Settlers' New Allies is a strategy game with an in-depth build-up experience and real-time strategic battles. Choose among 3 factions, the Alari, the Maru, and the Jorn, in online multiplayer, or experience a story-driven campaign set in the world of the Settlers. Coming to PC on February 17th. Tales of Symphonia Remastered. In a dying world, legend has it that it is the Chosen One who will one day rise from amongst the people and the land will be reborn. Follow the journey of Lloyd Irving as he and his friends try to save their world, only to learn doing so endangers another. Tales of Symphonia Remastered comes to the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and that's it, on February 17th. Dreams in the Witch House is an open-world horror adventure game where you guide Walter Gilman as he prepares to face the dreaded May Eve witch ritual in the legend-haunted city of Arkham. Choose your own approach and reveal the secret of the witch house before it's too late. You say witch ritual 3 times and get back to me. The Dreams in the Witch House comes to the PC on February 18th. And lastly, Wild Hearts is a unique twist on the hunting genre, where technology gives you a fighting chance against fearsome beasts infused with the ferocious power of nature itself. Take on these creatures alone or hunt with friends in seamless co-op. Wild Hearts is coming to the PC, PS5, and Xbox One on February 17th. All right. That's it for the show this week. Something Valentine's Day. It's a whole thing. Hopefully you're celebrating. Get some chocolate-covered strawberries. They're delicious. Trust me on that one. Also, call your parents. Call your mom. Tell her that you love her. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.